Hi guys, it's me, Trudy Lee. How's everybody doing? Thank y'all for all the wonderful comments on the last video with Iranian protests that is still going on. Thank goodness. I hope they keep it up. But my husband was so excited to read all your comments and everything. As a matter of fact, he keeps asking me, "You got any other comments? Anybody else commenting?" And he wants me to read all the comments to him, and I'm telling him, "You can read them to yourself. All you have to do is pull it up and read it yourself." So there's a lot of comments, so thank you so much for them. Y'all are so kind and so sweet. I really appreciate it. And yes, my husband is a terrific guy. He really is a good guy, a nice man, beautiful person. But, I had a little something to do with that. I fixed him. I always tell him, why would I ever want another husband? I already trained you. Y'all know I started out with a good man. He was a good man, but he did, come from Iran, and we had a little head bumps along the way. He's a perfect gentleman. He really is. He's a nice guy. So thank you guys for all your sweet comments. He is enjoying the heck out of them. He really is. I'll be surprised if he can get his head through that door. I'm serious. So anyway, thank you so much. He's such a funny guy. I'm telling you, if he had his own channel and he could get into it and relax and be himself, and y'all could really see who he is, he's hilarious. He really is. He's so funny, and I keep telling him, go talk about things that interest you and that will interest other people, and be yourself. He's a good talker. He really is good. But I don't know. He's reluctant to do it. I don't know why he won't do it. He should. He has a beautiful phone that makes great videos. I mean, his phone is fantastic. It's the latest Samsung, and it makes great videos. So I've told him to do it. He's got a laptop also. He can do it. But will he do it? I don't know. I don't know if he'll ever get on there and do it. But he enjoys it when he's on with me, and then he gets to look back at the comments. He enjoys it. So maybe that will push him in the right direction, and we can all watch him, Funny thing, I want to tell y'all a little secret. Don't tell him. I told y'all this, okay? So a couple of days before we did the video, he had a doctor's visit to go check his prostate. Y'all know how that is. And when he came home, I said, "Well, honey, how did your checkup go? How was everything?" The first thing he said is, "I have been violated." But everything was good. He had a really good checkup. Everything was fine. But he's hilarious, you guys. I mean, hilarious. He really is. The way that he says things. All right, enough about him. We're going to take a look at what's going on here. There's a lot of stuff going on. The January 6th committee is about to have another hearing. They're saying, I'm hearing it's the last, and then I'm hearing it's not the last. So I don't know. Let's take a look and see if we can see if there's going to be more hearings, because I think Liz Cheney said over the weekend that there's going to be more hearings, but then I'm seeing on the news they're saying this is the last January 6th hearing. So I'm confused. I don't know. But what I want to take a look at right now, I'm going to ask about the November election, the midterm elections. We're going to take a look at a few different things today. But we're going to take a look at that first and just see, is the blue tsunami gonna show up? Are we going to have that, blue wave come and just wash everything clean? I sure hope so. Let's take a look and see what we can get. Okay. So let's take a look. Okay. So the first card that I pulled is the Chariot. This is all about being able to get everything together and take control of the situation. And that is what the Democrats are doing. They have taken control of the narrative of the situation. And I think they're going to take control of this election too. I think that's what this is all about. They are going to take control of everything. So this could be taking control of the House and the Senate. Because, you can just look at it like, if You're driving a chariot, you got a horse going this way and a horse going that way, and then you're bringing them together. So I think the Democrats are bringing it all together. They're bringing both houses together, the Senate and the House. So I think they're going to bring it together. This is Seven of Swords. This is the GOP, you know. They have their number. They're going to try some more sneaky things. They're going to try, you know, some of that election denier stuff. They're probably already putting it out there. If they're not going to win, they're going to say, you know, the election was a fraud and things like that. But believe me, the Democrats already got their number on this, and they will not get by with trying to steal the election or say the election was stolen. They are not going to be successful. The Democrats, they've got a plan. They know the playbook now. They know what's going to happen, and they're prepared. That's what this is about. Two of Wands. They are preparing for the future. They're preparing for this election. You know, we're always saying that we're hoping that the Democrats will speak out more and say more and do more. They are. They really, really are. So they have a solid plan. They're making progress. Like I said, they already have the GOP playbook. They're not going to let them steal this election. And they're even making plans for 2024 election. They are putting it out there, you know. Biden is putting more judges in than even Trump did. I wish they'd pack the courts with, you know, the Supreme Court, but he is putting more judges in a pace quicker than Trump did. So that's good. That will help us be protected. The last card I pulled on this, it's Five of Cups. The GOP, they're going to regret worshiping Trump. They are going to regret turning their back on what their party actually stands for. A reckoning is coming. So yes, I do see the blue tsunami coming. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right. So let's take a look at what else. So what about the next hearing? Let's take a look at the next hearing. Ginny Thomas said that she's going to speak to the, you know, sit for an interview with the January 6th committee. She's saying she looks forward to it. She wants to do that. I don't know if that's so true, but let's take a look at that. Is she actually going to sit and be interviewed? I don't know. I'm not, you know, I don't know. Why hadn't she been interviewed by now? Oh, also, I saw a little piece when Liz Cheney was speaking. They have like 800,000 emails and documents from the Secret Service. You know, they obtained them from the Secret Service, so all in and around January 6th. 800,000 emails and documents. That's a lot. That's a lot. So we're going to have a lot to learn this Wednesday. I know you guys are going to be wanting to watch that. I want to watch that too. All right, let's pull some cards about the hearing. And is this the final hearing, or are we going to see some more? What are we going to learn in this hearing? Let's see. What are we going to learn in this hearing? It's going to be the last hearing. Let's see what we can find out. Pull the cards, y'all. That's why I always turn off my camera when I'm pulling the cards, because it takes a little while. Honestly, truthfully. What can I tell everybody? Yeah, that Liz Cheney, she said she'll do anything to keep Trump out of office. Anything. Anything at all. Even vote for a Democratic. She'll go and ask you to vote for a Democrat. And she said if Trump becomes a nominee, she will no longer be a Republican. All right, let's take a look here about the next hearing that's going on. So the first card that I pulled on the January 6th hearing is the Star card. So this is a good start. This is the card of hope. So this is to inspire and provide us with hope for the future, right? And it's also, it's like the calm before the storm. So yeah. Wheel of Fortune. So, through the investigative work of the January 6th committee, a new day will dawn. This is about the start of something new, you know what I mean? In a very positive way. So this intense cycle that we've been in with everything Trump, 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 aren't you tired of it? I know I'm tired of it. And defending democracy and being stressed out about it and worrying about it, it's going to change for the better. So that's what this hearing's doing. It's exposing Trump, his minions, and it'll make for better days for sure. So there's a positive change coming because of this January 6th committee's good work that they've done in investigations. So that's better days are ahead, you guys. The next card is Five of Wands, but it's in the reverse. So that's good, because if it was like this, we'd be like, oh my gosh, we're going to have some more fighting and all that going on. But no, this is an end to the struggles, to the conflicts, to the fighting with the GOP, with Donald Trump. Everyone's going to be able to understand, what Donald Trump attempted to do and with his little minions. So that will tamp down everything because they're being completely exposed. And the people that were wanting to fight for him, I feel like they're going to have a reckoning also. So that looks good. I'm glad that came in the reverse. I don't get too many reversals, but I'm glad that one showed up reverse. Last card I pulled on it is Three of Cups. So, we'll be celebrating for sure. These hearings are something that we should celebrate. We're going to be cheering. We're going to be celebrating. We're going to find out things that we didn't know before. And we're going to really be toasting Liz Cheney. And y'all never thought you'd be toasting a Republican, but we're all going to be cheering her on, toasting her, and happy that she's on this committee because I'll tell you what, Donald Trump made the wrong enemy with her, the wrong one. We were always hearing that maybe a woman was going to take down Donald Trump. I think it's Liz Cheney. I believe it is. So the last card that I pulled, I was just asking, is this going to be the last hearing? Will that be the last hearing? No, I don't think so. This is the Nine of Swords. So no, this is a no card. So no, this isn't the last hearing, but it looks like there's some maybe Republicans that wish that it was the last one, but no one more than Donald Trump for sure. They're wishing that this would all go away, but it's not going to go away. So what about Ginny Thomas? Is she really going to go be interviewed for the January 6th committee? I pulled two cards for her just to take a look at it and see what's going on with her. So this is Two of Swords. Two of Swords is all about, the way she's thinking is she wants to know what they're going to ask her. So, she's working back and forth with her attorney. She wants to make sure she has everything that they're going to ask her so that she can have the answer for her. You know what I mean? It's like she doesn't want to go in there blind without, being able to have her words ready, the right answer ready, put it that way. So she hasn't made a complete decision whether to sit before them, although she says she looks forward to it. She hasn't made this complete decision to do it because, first of all, she just wants to know what they're going to ask her. So I think she's negotiating, put it that way. She's negotiating, and I don't know. This is the next card that I got, so it looks kind of funny. She is negotiating, but this is Eight of Cups. So if they don't provide her with the questions they're going to ask her, or maybe she doesn't like the questions or something, it could go south. She could just walk away from it. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure she'll actually sit for this hearing because if, she wants to control the hearing and she can't. but she wants to, she's through her attorney. She's trying to make sure they can only ask her certain things, and it doesn't work like that. So she might say, I'm going to, and I want to, but then she doesn't. So we'll see. We'll see if that works out like that. So if she doesn't, she doesn't see her way, clear. She doesn't know her questions up front and see the way clear and what her answers are going to be. She may walk away. But there's still a maybe on that. I would say it's a little bit of a maybe. So y'all probably heard that the sheriff here in Bexar County. I live in Comal, but I'm just down the street from the line on Comal County. I'm a couple of miles away from Bexar County and Comal. And the sheriff of Comal County is investigating DeSantis. Why is DeSantis coming over here and rounding up our immigrants and bringing them, to Martha's Vineyard? Why? Why is he doing these things? I don't understand. So it's so weird. It is so completely weird. But I want to take a look at him. Let's shuffle up these cards again. So what's going to happen with all that? I'm going to take a look at that investigation and what's going on with that investigation and what will happen with DeSantis in regards to that investigation going on by the Bexar County Sheriff. That was really weird. Why did he have to come to San Antonio to get immigrants? He didn't have enough in Florida? I don't understand. I really don't understand. I haven't read anything about it, so maybe I'll understand more than I do. I haven't watched too much TV or anything, so. My daughter is doing well, by the way. She went out today and got a coffee. So she's already feeling better, and she really wasn't that sick. I don't even think she had fever, but she had a bad cold, She said it's like allergies, like bad allergies. I wouldn't let her come in the kitchen or come out of her room. She has a door to the outside of her room. She's got this huge room on her house, so it's almost like a little apartment. So she was very comfortable there. But she's tired of being at home. She's ready to go back to work. But it's been 5 days, and they say after 5 days, you should be able to go back out into the community. But I did do a test on her yesterday, and it was still positive. So I'm like, I don't know. She said she doesn't think she's, going to get anybody infected. I told her, you better if you go somewhere, wear your mask. Wear your mask if you go somewhere. So she's getting tired of being at home. All right, so let's look at DeSantis. Let's look at him with this pertaining to this investigation with the Bexar County Sheriff. Okay. Okay. Let's pull some cards on DeSantis. Let's see what Spirit has to say about DeSantis. Okay. Well, good news here. We have the Angel of Peace. That's the first card that I pulled, so that's really good. The Temperance card, it just lets us know that the Angel of Mercy and Peace is looking, over the situation and looking out for these immigrants. So they have the angels with them. So we just all need to be calm and know that things are going to work out for the best. We shouldn't jump to conclusions. And, we have to let this investigation finish, basically. Okay, so this is about let's all be calm, remain calm, know that, things are going to work out for the best. And the Angel of Mercy is here guiding this situation. So that's a good thing. 7 of Pentacles. The Bexar County Sheriff, he's so committed to getting all the facts and, doing a very thorough investigation. He's committed to that, and he will. We just have to be patient and let him do his job. So kind of saying the same thing here. But yeah, that's what this is all about. Okay, so everything's going to come out, and that's good. That will bode well for everybody involved, really. Ten of Wands. Uh, these poor families, they've already gone through so much struggle. That's what this is all about. When we see this is burden and struggles, we know that. And these immigrants, they came from such far away places, and a lot of it they were just walking, They've gone through so many hardships, so many struggles, just to ask for asylum in the United States. It's so sad. And DeSantis has a responsibility. That's what this card is about, responsibility also. So he has a responsibility to provide them with what was offered to them. You know what I mean? The reason why they got on that plane and why they thought they were doing the right thing is all the things that were offered. So I feel like he's going to have to offer that to him. They're going to tell DeSantis that he's going to have to take responsibility, and he might work out a deal. I feel like that's what this is about, that he's going to work out a deal after the investigation goes through. These immigrants, they're suing DeSantis now. So they're suing him, and I feel like he'll work out a deal with them, and he'll be able to, do all the things that were promised to them. I think that's what's going to happen. We'll see that these immigrants that are on that class action suit, I feel like DeSantis was going to work out a deal with them. And probably, I mean, he's still doing that. He's still shipping out immigrants, but I feel like he's making sure they're not promised anything, But they were promised a lot. This is 10 of Cups. So 10 of Cups is good. So that's a good ending to this story. It's going to work out well for the immigrants. They're going to, their families are going to be in a better place than they are now. So you know what? This is a blessing in disguise for them. Even though they were, put on a little island, Martha's Vineyard. I don't see this hurting DeSantis, and he's not going to go to jail or do anything like that. But I do think that he's going to have to deal with these families and make sure that they have everything they need, and they'll receive it. So they're going to be very happy with the outcome. He's going to have to fulfill the promises made to these immigrants, and maybe they'll get a little more, you know what I mean? A little something, something for their pain and suffering. So, yeah. And DeSantis, his ratings are going down, down, down. These people will be happy. They're going to be made happy. That's good. They're going to be made whole, happy. They were promised a place to live, education, a job, all these things. And they get there and people didn't even know that they were coming. So, yeah, DeSantis is going to have to definitely provide what was promised to these people. And he'll work out something with them. You know what I mean? Probably won't go to trial or nothing. He'll just work it out. He'll just work it out. That's how these guys, that's how they do. The next thing I wanted to take a look at, y'all, was about USA going into a recession and also Canada. So my Canadian friend asked me if I would look at that, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that for you. So is the United States going to go into recession? Is Canada going to go into a recession? Let's take a look and see what's going to happen there. We're going to go into a recession. Sorry, it's so noisy here. Let me pull my cards. Okay, so I pulled the cards for United States and Canada, just 3 each. We'll take a look at that. The first card that I pulled for the United States going into a recession is Queen of Swords in the reverse position. So, when I look at this as a yes or no, Queen of Swords doesn't really come up yes or no. It comes up like a maybe. Okay, but it looks like there's some financial struggles ahead. Now, that doesn't mean it's a complete recession, but it does look like we'll have some financial struggles. So maybe some people can't get the loans that they want or need, or maybe things are higher and they just can't stop purchasing. You know, they aren't able to purchase them right now. So there's going to be a little bit of struggle going on in the United States. The next card I pulled is the Hermit card. And this looks really good because I feel like this is about, you know, the Fed has us on a steady course to avoid a major impact to our economy. So I feel like that we'll probably avoid a major recession, but there is some impact. You know, there are some struggles financially, but it looks good overall. Okay, so we're on the right path. So that looks good. Temperance was the last card I pulled. It's so funny. I just pulled this twice in a row out of all those cards. So we need to go with the flow, you guys. That's what this is about. Going with the flow, slow down our spending, right? That's what they want us to do. That's why interest rates are going up and all, to slow down the spending a little bit. And that's what will happen. I don't think there's going to be any disasters because of that. It's just going to have the effect that it should. It'll prevent us from going into a full-blown recession. So I don't see us going into a full-blown recession, but maybe a little bit of financial struggles. A little bit. But not a huge recession. I don't think so. So let's take a look at Canada. And this is for you, Gordon, okay? Because you asked for it. So this is for you. The High Priestess was the first card I pulled on this one, and it's an indication of good news, basically. So I feel intuitively the leaders in your country, Justin Trudeau and whoever else is working in that capacity in that department, they'll be able to take the steps that are needed and make good choices that will protect Canada. So this is good. It actually looks a little better for Canada than it does the United States, I think. Ace of Wands. So there is a plan in place already to head off a recession. So they already have it started. It's already started. It's already, you know, it's already working. Okay. This is an excellent prediction that Canada will fare very well. That's what I feel. That's what this is indicating, okay? That Canada will fare very, very well. And I don't feel like they're going to have a major recession or anything at all. I think they'll have less impact than the United States will have. Okay, so it looks good. So just know your leaders are doing everything right in protecting the people of Canada from a recession. So they're doing a really good job. That's what I'm getting here. And you know, everybody's going to be happy about that. So this is Three of Cups, celebration card. So, you know, everyone's happy. They're celebrating. The country is able to ward off a recession. Looks very, very good. I'm very hopeful. I'm hopeful for both countries, actually. But I do feel a little more struggle for the United States than Canada. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you guys are cooling off wherever you're at. It's still very hot here. It's in the 90s still. I am so tired of having the air conditioner on and it being hot. It just feels like we just can't cool off, you know. Somebody please tell Summer it's fall now. So hopefully some of you guys are enjoying fall weather. I can't wait to enjoy it. My husband told me, he said, when it gets cold, it can get very cold here, which is weird, but it can get pretty cold. He said, I will not complain about it being too cold. I said, okay. He said, I'm not going to complain at all. When it gets cold, I'm going to enjoy every moment of it being cold. He's a sweater, you know. He starts sweating like that, and then he can't stop. And I'm just the opposite. I barely sweat at all. You know how us ladies are. I don't know, some of us anyway. He sweats like a fiend. But I'm tired of it too, even though I'm not a sweaty person. But I'm tired of being hot. I'm tired of the air conditioner going on. I'd like to open the windows and get some fresh air. It's too hot to do that. We can't do it. Had my kitty cat out yesterday. So yesterday morning, I decided I would water the plants. I have a lot of plants out on the deck, and usually my husband comes out and does it, and I thought, well, I'll do it for him, you know. And I took my eyes off the kitty, Addie Cat, and she jumped over the railing and went under the deck. And I'm like, okay, Cat, you want to stay under there? Stay under there. I tried everything I could to get her out nicely. I mean, I've crawled under the deck before. I have all kinds of, this is from last week when I crawled under the deck. I have all these little owies. But I said, fine, I'm just going to let her stay there. When she wants to come out, she can come out. So I got her treat. This cat is unmotivated by food, you guys. Everybody says you can motivate a cat by food. Not this one. She will never, ever respond to what we want her to do with food. Never. She's just a stinker. So I got her little treat, you know, one of those squeezable tubes because she really likes those. And I'm like, you know, I'm at the deck. I'm putting my head under the deck because there's like probably 2 feet and maybe 2.5 feet between the deck and the ground on some places. So I'm getting my head under there and I'm calling her and saying, I have a treat. And she's just looking at me like, yeah, I'm going to stay here. So I'm like, okay, fine, you stay. I go in the house. I keep coming out and looking for her, you know, and I see her under there. And she was under there for probably a good 2 hours altogether. And it was so hot outside, and I could see her panting, her little tongue, you know, out like that. And I'm like, Cat, you need to come in. You're not used to this heat. Get in here. I mean, she was out of the sun and everything. She was under the deck. But she was hot and panting, and I knew she was ready to come in and get some water. And so me and my husband, we had to strategically get her out with the water hose. So he sprayed the water hose from up top, and when she would run from this side, I mean, the deck's huge, and I would say, okay, she's over here on this side, go spray in between the cracks of the deck. So he was spraying her as she was running. She got tired of it, and she came out. At least she came close enough where I could grab her. So she didn't really come out on her own. I had to crawl a little bit underneath there, and she got close enough to me, and I grabbed her by the scruff of the neck and pulled her out. When she knows she's in trouble, she won't even try to get away or nothing. She's just like, okay, mama's got me, you know. Little stinker, I brought her in. That little thing, she drank a bunch of water. She laid on the counter. Her little heart was just, you could see it under her fur. She was just so hot. She scares me, that kitty. She's such a stinker, y'all. She really is. So I won't be watering the deck and taking my eyes off her anymore. This morning I brought her out, and see, that happened yesterday. So this morning I brought her out, and so she was like, oh, now I know how to trick mama. She jumped over the railing like 2 times, but she got on to the side where the kennel is of the dogs, and it's completely fenced in. So she couldn't go anywhere. There's a bunch of dog poop there, so I don't really want her wandering around in the grass. And I come and pick her up every time she jumps over. So she jumped over twice, and then she started to try to go on the other side where it's open and there's no fence, and she can go underneath the deck. I think what I'm going to need to do is go ahead and get the lattice board and close the deck on that side. We hadn't closed it because the dogs are there fenced in, but I think that's our next thing, is to just completely close the deck in on that side. That way, if she jumps over, she can't run under the deck. She'll just be stuck there, and I can go pick her up. So that may be the solution. But she tried again several times to get on that side, but I stopped her. I was watching her closely. I mean, she'll go at a running speed. She'll run and jump up on the railing. So she was running, but I got right in between her and the railing. I'm like, nope, no. So she did it like 3 times, and I'm like, okay, we're going in. That's it. You're done. But she wanted to stay out a little more, but no. I can't abide by that. I know she loves to be outside, but she gets in the flower pots. There's a bunch of flower pots. She'll sit in them, and she'll play. She goes after butterflies and everything. So I think she's getting a lot of good out time. So I don't feel bad about not letting her loose. There's coyotes around here and foxes and everything, and She can't be loose. Plus, there's feral cats everywhere, and they have all kinds of diseases. She can't be loose, so have to watch her closely. Anyway, you guys, that's what's going on with me. I hope you guys are doing well. Um, yes, there's still lots of stuff, a lot of protests going on in Iran still. Oh my gosh, they're killing women left and right. I watched a video from Instagram because there's all kinds of things being put up. You know, people are recording it, and as soon as they're able to put it up. They can get it through. I saw a lady. One of the police officers took her and he just shoved her back. You know, he grabbed her and pushed her back, and she fell and hit the curb. Her head hit her head on the curb. It was awful. I don't know if y'all have seen that. It's horrible. It was done with so much force. She just hit her head on the curb. I hope she's okay. God bless her. I mean, a lot of people have lost their lives. More people now have lost their lives. A lot of other women have been shot by the police. It's horrible. It's horrible what's going on there. But Iranian people, we're praying for you. We stand with you. We want you to keep going. I know that this is a difficult time, but if you give up now, it'll be for nothing. So, you know, keep going, Iranians. Keep going and get your rights back. Get your rights back. You know, Iranian people aren't, the true religion of the Iranian people are Rastafarian. They are not Muslim. Arab people came and conquered Iran at one time and brought the Muslim religion to Iran. And there's a lot of people that they don't want to be ruled under a Muslim religion, of course. So, you know, it's so hard. It's so difficult. It's so sad. So I just pray for a good outcome for them, and that all the women, all the men, that they'll get their rights back, you know, and that they'll have a leader that they can trust and that will guide them properly in their, you know, take care of Iran and the country of Iran. I hope things change for the better for them. So prayers are needed for them. Thank you guys so much. I know there's a lot of things going on in the world right now that need prayers. I can't mention all of them. You guys know there's lots of things. So when you bring your attention to anything, that helps. That energy, your attention, helps that situation. So that's prayer, that's energy. Just if you can focus on it for, you know, a couple of minutes a day, sending love and prayers to anything that you feel, you know, that's on your heart that you feel like you want to do, that will be helpful. You know, prayer does work. Prayer is helpful and it does work. Just, you know, put your focus and your intention on the things that you want to help, and you will. You really will. Okay? Send them love and blessings. Anyway, please don't ever anybody tell my husband that I talked about his doctor visit. I know he's not going to watch this, so I'm okay. But don't tell him. All right, guys. I love y'all so much. Thank you for all the wonderful comments. I love you, love you, love you. And if you'd like to get a reading with me, just look down below. I'll leave my email address if you'd like anything that you need. Chakra balancing, email. I have a couple of amethysts left. Maybe three left. So if you want to get an amethyst, let me know. Okay. All right. Love you guys so much. Take care. Do something kind for somebody. It'll always come back to you. Bye for now.